Alright, well, I just finished. Mm, excuse me. I just finished one of the Unreal tutorials. My mind's still wandering a little bit, but. Uh, yeah, I'm trying to like say ums a lot less. It's actually kind of difficult, I guess, after doing it for so many years. I also noticed that George from Cryptos R Us also does it, but it just doesn't seem as prevalent. So I definitely want to get back to work. And I was able, and I don't know if anyone caught Bitcoin Clown World from this morning, but I finally got in touch with my lawyer, so he'll review the response letter, check it over. Chances are it should be fine, and then he'll just send it out, and then that'll be that. And then I just go file my lawsuit, and then yeah, and then I'll actually feel okay for a little while. In fact, I'm kind of expecting those people to be as big of an asshole as possible and just simply delay it, but the amount of actual debt, because like my thing is a classic case of trademark infringement, so there's really just not much room that they can do to delay it. But you know, whatever, we'll see. As long as I know that I'll eventually win and it doesn't cost me much beyond just filing the lawsuit, right? Because obviously, if I have to come to the hearing or whatever, because that would be the next step. Well, yeah, I'm obviously representing myself, and they have to waste a shit ton of money just to then lose, because they have to really justify. Yeah, we're not hosting infringing trademarks. I mean, Dragonfire Studios is actually different from Dragonflare Studios, and then it'll just sound ridiculous. You know, in fact, I'm willing to bet that if the judge looking at it actually starts getting confused themselves, they'll be like, yeah, even I'm getting confused, and I don't know anything about video games. Yeah, this Johnson Chan guy really is correct. I'm going to grant him all the relief he's asking for, which is basically just ban the freaking project. And an additional statement of declaration, too, that says Dragonfire Studios is confusingly similar to my mark, so it'll be good. It'll be good. Okay. Wow, she's not a bad looker, too. A little excess on the makeup, but. Oh, I forgot to tweet that I went live. I need to do that. Alright, so it's 4:51. I'm hoping Greg's video is going to be out because I kind of want to just go. I just want to try to relax. You know, I feel better. I feel much better. I've been able to get some sleep, surprisingly. So I just want to try to relax and keep working and working. Because ultimately, what will solve all my problems is if I can just get this effing second game out. Even if it's not great, what matters is I get the stupid game out. Because Seditionist Tower Defense didn't do much in terms of like public presence, but it establishes my presence. That's the most important thing. Because now I can just keep using the brand name and stuff. Also, I actually see what it's like. Like people, actually, I'll show you in a sec. Let me say that I went live. Live now. Markets up a bit while Bitcoin and crypto continue to be, I can't say the G word, continue to be shorted like crazy. Okay. Like really, Trovo.live, like really the stupid cryptocurrency markets are so freaking stupid right now. Like the level of manipulation is just beyond anything that, you know, is entirely possible. So, well, let's see, because I had to tweet out that I went live. What did, let me think. Okay, I actually don't want to be on this. I want to be on this. Seditionist, Tower Defense, Stats? SteamDB, that's it. Trying to remember the thing. So what I'm looking for, I think, is this. Yeah, there's no marketing whatsoever, and people still find the game. So if I actually make a halfway decent multiplayer game, or at least keep at it if it's bad, you know, you can easily build, like, this is where, like, see, where I could not succeed in stupid Twitter or social media simply because I'm not able to say what I really want to say, like, say, Nick Fuentes is doing. Well, you know, I can do something like this. Yeah, here we go. So you can actually see, I've never actually followed anyone on Steam, but this follower number actually does keep going up eventually. So it's really, really nice. So this is how I actually can build a free audience. I mean, Steam is really that good. Now we compare this to totally accurate. Let's try Battle Simulator. Yeah, this game gets a lot of stats. Yeah, these guys must have made a lot of effing money. Because you have to actually pay for this game too. It's like $30. How much is this game? $20. Wait, what was that? Landfall Tabs is out of early access with multiplayer and 2 new factions. Oh, that's funny. It does look like fun though. Alright, so let's see. Let's go down to what? Wait a minute. Oh, I skipped over it. So look at this. Look at their follower count. It's just going like straight up like crazy. Like this is how you actually, you know, build a really good audience. Let's look at Grand Theft Auto. Let's see how much. Well, we want Grand Theft Auto 5. So let's see how much Rockstar Games. Wow, there's so many effing people. Holy hell. See, yeah, look at this. 2.3 million. And look, it just goes up over time. Now, the thing is, I don't think Steam charts can actually can go back that far. But, you know, obviously Rockstar Games started out at 0 like everybody else. And look at them now. Looks like Greg just got his video out. Okay, perfect. So this is essentially where I can wind up. So it's gonna be really nice. I just have to get the next game out. It's so frustrating, but you know it'll eventually happen. All right, so markets are up a little bit. Crude oil's down a tad bit. I don't care about precious metals. Bitcoin, of course, is suffering because why not? Riot is down a nice chunk. Let's pause that. And overall, I mean, I'm not really holding any other stock. Like, again, I'm glad I'm not holding any of these stocks. It's just freaking annoying. Like, this is just... Like, the stock markets keep going up overall, but the stock picks are just, like, completely awful. It's baffling. Like, again, the whole thing is just a massive scam. Yeah, so bonds didn't really do much. I mean, they sold off just a tad bit. So I think, because I didn't realize it until today... this morning when I was doing, I used up an there. When I was doing Bitcoin Clown World, and it's a lot harder not be able to think when I can't use my filler words. That's what I'm noticing. I was trying to, oh yeah, and I realized that because Friday was, you know, a really big up day. Today was actually supposed to be a down day, like a slight pullback. Instead, we just get like a kind of like flat to like slightly upward day. So I think technically that's pretty good. Unfortunately, it kind of just sucks for Bitcoin. So hopefully this week will be pretty good. And yeah, I deliberately got rid of... There we go again. I deliberately got rid of the meme words below it. You know, I want to make sure I don't get banned, especially now that Nick's gone. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. Twitter fucking sucks right now. It's such shit. It's such crap. If I miss your product, the market you see to maintain emergency bond buying, blah blah. Yeah, see here's the thing. Why didn't the markets go up today after hearing all this stuff? Okay. Yeah, very, very annoying. Very annoying. So here we are in the shitty Bitcoin pages. And yeah, pretty much everything's down. Binance Coin is still doing alright, but it's like Bitcoin really needs some help here. But, you know, it'll come when it wants to come. And then Pancake Swap dipped a bit, Shiba Inu dipped. So pretty much a lot of coins dipped a bit. We'll have to just see what happens tonight and tomorrow, because I don't actually know what's dragging down on Bitcoin and crypto. Because I tried looking at news articles, I didn't see anything significant. There's no changes, and the trade volume is unusually low. It's very low. So I don't know why nothing's happening in the crypto space. And I think maybe it might be the grayscale thing. Actually, when does grayscale unlock begin? Because everyone's so afraid of like this retarded grayscale shit, and it's really pissing me off. Okay, it says countdown, but when does when is the first of these retarded coins gonna get unlocked? Well, I'm still looking, and I don't see. Looking at some traders are both proprietary return after a brief bearish episode last week. Yeah, this is just so aggravating. Scott Melker. Oh yeah, I stopped watching on YouTube though. He takes too long to really get to the point. He's like me. He rambles a little too much. After its record drop in July, difficulty was previously on track to beat even so it's shed more than 28%. Okay, here we go. Grayscale. 6-month lockup period. Sunday. Okay, so some are concerned about the selling pressure will increase only and then become practically zero after the unlockings are over. So here's the problem. There's always a stupid reason why there's a bearish case for something. It's like, you know, these stupid traders and institutional investors need to just suck it up and start buying shit already. Sunday, July 18th is of particular interest. My God, that's 6 days from now. With that day's unlocking worth just over 16,000 Bitcoin. When GBTC shares unlock and get sold, the GBTC premium drops. Share price drops relative to the Bitcoin in the trust. The premium is okay. Investors now have more incentive to buy Grayscale shares than actual Bitcoin. It diverts some of the buying pressure on Bitcoin spot markets. This is bearish. Oh, okay. Now this actually makes a lot of sense. So instead, they're actually waiting for the unlock. Okay, this actually makes sense. Because look, the 24-hour volume is like, this is actually like low volume on weekends and holidays. This 24-hour volume, 63.35 billion. Investors now have more incentive to buy Grayscale shares than Bitcoin and divert some of the buying pressure on Bitcoin spot markets. This is bearish. Okay, so Grayscale Bitcoin shares unlocking schedule source. So there was already a lot. I assume this is, what year is this? This is from last time, isn't it? What? First of all, this thing says a copyright of 2020, and it's got data that goes into August. So is this from last year? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Maybe we could find a more... Okay, so maybe we could find a slight... Well, I guess we could try Market Insider. Okay... Okay, of course JP Morgan's being an asshole, but they're always assholes. A swath of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust worth nearly 40,000 Bitcoins will unlock in July in a hotly anticipated lockout expiration. This is just like the stupid options expiration thing from like last time. And then it came and gone and like nothing happened. A swath of shares due to the nature of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, institutions who buy the fund directly must hold the shares for 6 months before selling on the secondary market. Many lockup periods are ending in July with 650,000 Bitcoins in the trust. Roughly 5% of the fund could be sold in the span of a few weeks. With Grayscale as the largest Bitcoin fund, some investors may be worried a Grayscale share sell-off will exert downward pressure on GBTC and Bitcoin prices more generally. Yeah, this is a little confusing because we just read an article that said if people sell it, the premium goes down and people will buy it up. July 17th is one of the largest days of unlock periods. So again, that other article was inaccurate. 16,204 Bitcoin. Blah 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 blah. Researchers from Kraken noted that the lockout expiration could potentially provide upside pressure on Grayscale prices on Bitcoin. Large, rich institutions make up a sizable proportion of the Grayscale owners who have their shares unlocked this month. At most likely bought to profit from the Grayscale premium, the ones have lucrative. They also likely shorted Bitcoin in the spot futures market as to not be inadvertently impacted by price volatility. If institutions decide to unwind their positions, they will have to buy Bitcoin from the spot market to cover the Grayscale Bitcoin. This could potentially result in the unlocking giving a boost to Bitcoin. So that's interesting because a lot of people are shorting Bitcoin right now. So this might actually be what it is. They're actually these fucking market manipulators. In June, this is why we should ban shorting, period. You should never be allowed to short, because this is exactly what they're freaking doing. Because some of these assholes in Grayscale are actually preparing to dump their shit in an attempt to short the market. And it's fucking everything up. And one of these assholes is probably JP Morgan, because they're constantly bitching about how bad Bitcoin is. Okay, reflecting a significant premium. June, July. Exerting downward pressure on Grayscale prices and on Bitcoin market more generally. Co-founder said there may not be an immediate sell-off on the expiration dates because some of the institutions that bought Bitcoin, Grayscale 6 months ago are now underwater. Some of them will certainly hold off selling immediately to avoid realizing a loss. So that means some institution, that doesn't make sense, because if they bought back in January, even if they sold now, they'd be in profit. So they would not be able to sell now, because if they bought at like February or March, then 6 months is not up for them yet. Quigley also noted that Grayscale's declining discount to NAV may indicate there's less institutional demand for the once highly sought after product. He doesn't see this as an indication of waning interest in Bitcoin, but instead sign institutions are acquiring Bitcoin in other ways, especially through things like the Canadian ETF. I think the lockout is more of something to point to in the market dollar in the summer and post 50% of the market. So yeah, that the declining discount to NAV means investors may not sell their Grayscale shares when the lockup expires. Investors may potentially need to buy more Bitcoin, in fact. There's even an argument to be made that some investors have targeted market-neutral trading strategies to harvest the Grayscale premium by borrowing Bitcoin and sending it to the trust 6 months ago will now have to buy back physical Bitcoin in order to pay back the borrowed Bitcoin. What? Okay. That's a little complicated, but basically someone was borrowing Grayscale shares. Now they have to return it, and they have to return it in the form of Bitcoin. Alright, well there's a lot of conflicting crap going on, so obviously they'll just simply, work itself out. Uh-oh. Mel Gibson literally told his wife she'd be, okay. And they still let this trash make movies and win Oscars. Oh yeah. It would be helpful if Mel Gibson really did have a Twitter. Mel Gibson liking Trump is about as surprised as David Duke liking fabric softener. Yeah, see, this is why Mel Gibson is awesome. Institutions bought Bitcoin through Grayscale to be safer than buying outright, but then missed the 64 grand Bitcoin price and now feel stupid. I don't know about that, because that would mean, they could have, Oh, actually, they can't sell their shares, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is true. Because let's say they wanted to sell in like February, March when Bitcoin was at like 64 grand or 60 grand, but they couldn't do it because they were stuck in Grayscale. Locked in for 6 months, yeah. So in that case, they dump their Grayscale. Well, what would happen? Well, here's what would happen. They would dump their. Okay, so they're gonna realize that holding Grayscale is stupid, and a lot has changed since even back then, right? You got Coinbase, you got Gemini, you got Kraken, you got all these other places, and on top of that, they may even want some dog coins. So they might. So what might actually happen is the Grayscale unlock happens. They dump their shares, and then they go back into the market and buy the dip immediately and buy actual crypto. That actually would be better. That would actually be a lot better for everybody. Now, the only people who will not do that are the ones who actually have already taken a loss. So they're just going to have to hold their Grayscale shares. Okay. Well, we'll just have to see how this shakes out because apparently Saturday or Sunday is when more of this crap unlocks. So we'll have to see. And on top of that, the stock markets obviously don't trade on Saturday and Sunday. So next Monday is going to be kind of hectic for crypto.
Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino, and I'm going to sit here on this lovely Monday, post-market wrap-up, and tell you something that I'm sure you're going to be surprised about. Oh, yes, yet another trifecta, people. New record highs today for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. It's a freak show. Now, I'm going to tell you what drove the market today. A lot of you probably know. I mean, look, number one, it's easy money. That's all it is, as a matter of fact. Number one. But we heard from the European Central Bank today. We heard a stunning admission from the Federal Reserve today. We'll cover all that. And of course, we got some really terrible economic news. A nice setup here to push the market to all new record highs pretty much across the board. Can't make this stuff up. It's impossible to do. Anyway, financials today were the biggest gainers. Tomorrow, JP Morgan kicks off earnings season. Pre-market, we'll find out what's going to happen there. Let me just let you in on a clue. Give you a little bit of a clue.
Hey, Greg does the same thing too. His uhs just don't sound as loud.
Of course, they're going to do better than expected. Duh! I mean, that's what is required here. A big, fat, ugly duh! What else would you expect anything different? Really? Oh, maybe some of you would. Not me, though. Oh, no. Energy also doing fantastic. You got crude oil above $74 a barrel, although crude did come down a little bit today, but still, people, let's talk, really. We have crude oil, which is ripping higher and has been in a screaming uptrend for months. And that's not going to stop either, despite OPEC nonsense, garbage. It's just a mechanism here. The military-industrial complex, crude oil is the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. They're going to keep it propped up. There's just no doubt about that. So, on top of the market here, another trifecta here of new record highs. Crude oil, again, $74 a barrel. 10-year yield stable. The dollar put on a slight gain today. Okay, not a real great setup for the stock market, although we did put on some gains. But what's driving it? Well, two things. And let's cover that. Then we're going to go back to the markets real quick. So we found out here, the European Central Bank made a pretty profound statement today, and the market just loved it. This is what the market did. So the European Central Bank is saying it will maintain, just listen to this, the European Central Bank will maintain, I'm reading this, emergency bond buying despite rising inflation. So here we have another central bank that doesn't give a damn about inflation. They're just going to keep propping up that market by buying assets. Imagine my total shock. You can't imagine my shock. Now let's move on to the Federal Reserve today. Okay, so the New York Fed, as a matter of fact, the president of the New York Fed today, John Williams. People sit down. Just sit
John
down
Williams,
for a
that's
moment
funny.
and just get a big duh ready because it's building up in my head already. I'm going to tell you the truth. So, New York Fed President John Williams admitted today, okay, like we don't know this, duh. This is insane, okay. Treasury purchases and mortgage-backed security purchases are propping up the market.
Really?
People, this is right out of the mouth of Federal Reserve President John Williams. Duh! Duh! I can't take it. I really can't. I don't know. And this, look, you got the European Central Bank promising to continue to buy debt, buy bonds here, maintaining their emergency pace of bond buying despite inflation. Market loves to hear that. And then we got this admission from the Fed. Market loves to hear that too. And what happens? New record highs. I told you, all of you. Nothing is what it seems, people. Nothing. Let me calm down a
Interesting, it
moment.
doesn't really affect crypto all the time, too.
Nothing is real and nothing is what it seems in this environment. It's the most twisted freak show in the history of the world. I don't know another way to put it. Okay, so anyway, let's go back to the markets. Cryptocurrencies fell under some pressure today. Gold fell under some pressure today. Silver caught a bid. Silver's more volatile. You know that. There's no price discovery here. And I'm going to let you in on a secret too. With regard to cryptocurrencies, there's no price discovery there either. Everything is rigged. You got metals being rigged, cryptos being rigged, the stock market being rigged, the debt market being rigged, the dollar value being rigged, crude oil being rigged. Everything. This is unbelievable. And what has happened on the back of this is we have, again, something all know about, distortions across the spectrum of asset classes. I've explained this to you literally since time immemorial. Anyway, look, so we're going into earnings season here. It's starting tomorrow with JP Morgan. I mean, why wouldn't you start off with the largest bank on the planet by assets? Let's really start the story going tomorrow. I'm just looking so forward to it. Aren't you? Oh, yeah. But in this environment, what do you expect is going to happen? Really, I know again, read some of the comments I got from the video I did this morning. Oh, Greg, you don't know what you're talking about. This market's on the edge of a...
Well, I find that interesting that he said, did it there again, that he said that even cryptos are manipulated. That's like the first time I've actually heard him say that.
Big meltdown, listen to so-and-so and listen to so-and-so. Listen to Dumb and Dumber? Really? These people that you're talking about have been wrong for years. Years. And these are the ones that some of you out here want me to listen to? How about no? How about absolutely freaking no? You listen to these people that are telling you the market's going to crash tomorrow or we're at a market top. Duh. I'm not listening to these people. And why anyone does, if they're the repeated wrong calls, really, do you need to up your medication a little bit? Maybe you do. You don't understand. People, you don't get it. Those of you that are telling me yet again I'm wrong, which I have not been wrong for a very, very long time, I don't know what you expect. I really don't. What do you expect when you have the European Central Bank talking about maintaining emergency?
I would say big banks are trying to manipulate, but getting their butt kicked by Wall Street bet guys. Maybe. Because the Wall Street bet guys are also run by big rich hedge funds as well. Well, it's really just rich people versus other rich people.
Purchases of bonds forever, okay, pretty much, no end in sight, and you got an admission from the Federal Reserve that the Fed is artificially propping up the markets by buying treasuries and buying mortgage-backed securities. So you think really that this is going to collapse tomorrow? It's a big, fat, ugly meltdown? How about ain't happening? How about we haven't even seen anything yet? And you know that if you've been following this blog. Sorry, I'm getting all bent out of shape here, but this is just utterly insane.
Yeah, can you imagine what would happen if the Federal Reserve just simply bought $80 billion worth of like Bitcoin and other crypto every month at least? That would be really nice. I kind of wonder, maybe that is what will actually take Bitcoin finally to like 1 to 3 million, like straight to the moon. But it also ingratiate. Well, here's the thing: while it make people love the Fed, what happens when they dump it?
Anyway, let's just summarize so I can calm down a little bit here. New record highs for the market, no surprise to you. None and zero. I keep telling you the market's going to go higher, and time again, the market goes higher. Every single time the market sells off, like this morning, for example, we started off today, stocks under pressure. Not only did it get bought up, but we got bought up and then some and hit new record highs. This is how it's going to happen. Every single dip in this market is going to get bought up from here until eternity because the Fed is not done, okay? Despite admissions from Fed presidents that the Fed is indeed propping up the market.
There's only 20 million, yes, 21 million Bitcoin. So central banks will likely try to grab all the coins that would then control the other cryptos that seem to follow Bitcoin. Yeah, actually, I didn't think of that. But yeah. But there are limits to that kind of power too, because everyone would eventually figure that out, and then we would just simply buy other cryptos. Because we can buy crypto faster and dump it faster than the Federal Reserve can, deal with it.
Yellowstain himself, who's not
Because you cannot compete against copy and paste, because that's all it would take.
concerned, not concerned about inflation. He just wants that whatever's in that syringe in your body. That's all he cares about. That's what he said. He's more concerned about people getting vaccinated. Oops, I said the word.
Where chia
Does that mean they're going to ban this video too or not process the video? I have no idea, people. All I know is you got to start paying more attention. Raise your awareness. Look, you and me, we get it. And I know you get it if you follow this blog. Consider yourself very lucky if you have the brain power to sift through all of the dog shit out here and come away with a perspective that, is real. Because again, they're trying to convince you that everything you're hearing, everything you're seeing with your own eyes and putting together with your own brain, they're trying to convince you that no, don't look over there. Look over here. Anyway, that's essentially it, people. I cover a lot of stuff in this video, and I think if I keep going, I'm going to blow my stack off worse than I already have today. Anyway, so I want you to ponder these things, consider what I'm explaining to you. And again, people, this should really, really make your life simple. Okay, and that's really what I want to do. I want you to come away from watching one of my videos saying, okay, I know what's going on here. And I know what to do about it. I'm not just sitting here spewing out this crap out of my mouth for my own health. Okay, I'm doing this because I want you and I think we're on the same page, to realize where the opportunities are. Okay, the opportunities here are number freaking one, betting against the hyper bubble in debt. Okay, it's not going to stop. So you will continue to bet against the debt hyper bubble. You will continue to take advantage of the distortions that exist in this market. And they're unbelievable. Yes, I do realize that the market is not real, that it's not fake, and it should not be where it is by, 60, 70, 80%. That's the truth. But that does not mean that this market's going to crater tomorrow or we've hit any kind of a top. Obviously, everyone who's calling tops has been wrong. Duh. Anyway, look, this guy here loves you a lot. I'm going to go and have a...
Okay. So yeah, Baby Doll looks exactly like what it should. Go way up, then consolidate. But consolidate higher. That's more than I can say for Bitcoin, funny enough. Let's take a look over here. I'm going to do 1 year. I mean, it typically doesn't really look that bad. Because the lowest point in January was, looks to be 30,432. Well, this is weird. It's not recording like that 28,000 mark here. Which I find very irritating. Yeah, I don't see it here. God, these charts are... God. That's the one thing I don't like about CoinMarketCap. Their charts are absolutely awful. Let's see if we can get a little bit more clarity here. They're doing what? They're doing the same shit here. Where is that bottom where like it crashed to 28,000 and then everyone thought it was all over? Because it really causes a lot of distortions. Alright, well, all I have to say is Bitcoin's basically doing the same thing. Right? It's slightly above where it was in January after a pretty big run upwards. Still, this is so annoying. Ever since February till like May. And then now we're just kind of like whacking off in this range. Like, this is just so aggravating. But again, as long as Bitcoin doesn't go below 30K and 28K, and oops, I didn't actually want to exit out of that. I guess we're just gonna have to wait a little while longer. So, I mean, I'm still hoping that July is gonna be a really good month, but this grayscale unlocking bullshit with all this other crap. I mean, on the other hand, we know that the stock market is gonna do pretty well too, so maybe that could push things up too. But we're just gonna have to see. All right, so I'm gonna get back to coding and maybe relax too. And maybe even play Tarkov, because apparently they actually changed it so that scabs are actually pretty good now to play. Especially if you develop good karma with it or whatever. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I gotta get back to work, and, you know, if I want to solve all of like the annoying problems, especially with the trademarks, in the long run, the medium and long run, I gotta keep at the coding. Let's see, I'm up to lecture number 20 out of, I think it was 75. And what's nice is this blueprint course is so much easier because we don't really do code. Everything's pretty much done for you. Like, Unreal Engine really is like the best engine. It does mean it was all retail that made the peak with very little funding from institutions. I don't know about that. I don't really believe that. I'm pretty sure the institutions were involved. Because they said, I can't remember. Yeah, institutions were actually selling during Bitcoin going up. So, and then I'm reading conflicting reports about institutions interested in buying and actually buying versus them saying they're not interested in buying. So I don't know what's going on. All I know is there's something weighing in on crypto, and I can't really find out what the real reason is. And again, the 24-hour volume is just abysmal. Today is like the first full week that's not a holiday, and we're off to a shitty start in crypto, even though the markets did okay today. And we have the Feds all saying, the Federal Reserves, well, central banks, they're all saying, yeah, we're propping everything up. So what the hell's going on? But again, yeah, see, they're still pushing meme stocks here too on the headlines. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I mean, in the meantime, we'll just keep making more money off of, you know, DeFi, you know. So, but again, I really want to make that money off of the options. I at least get my money back, and then so I can buy longer duration options, especially my Ledger X options. It's extremely frustrating, but whatever. What are you gonna do? Thank goodness for yeah. If we didn't have DeFi, I'd be in a lot of trouble right now because I would have zero cash flow. And therefore, I would have no money coming in. And then that's in addition to having to deal with the trademark shit, right? Because I'm going to need some money for that. But anyway. Oh yeah, and JetSwap. Oh boy, that shit's down. That shit's down bad. But I am getting kind of interested because if it's at the bottom, I kind of want to buy when it's at the bottom because it's so undervalued. Actually, what is it at now? And we'll go. Can't see because my idiot social icon is blocked. It says 66.9 cents. So if it could actually stay in this range, I may actually be interested in buying it. Let's see. What's the APY on Wings? Now what's interesting is I could also do Wings Binance Dollar. That's an actually interesting thing. But I think I might still prefer Wings Binance Coin because I know Binance Coin is very stable and it's going up. Wings is now down to 1100% APY. Huh. Well, if the APY is lower, the risk is lower too. So that's actually an interesting thing. So I don't know. I'll keep my eye on Wings because it would be nice to get back like the $8,500 that I lost on Wings by selling it at a loss, and which was the right move because, I bought Wings at like $3 a pop, and then I sold it at like 175 each. So whatever that loss comes out to be, maybe 185. I took. Wait, I don't know. That sounds a little too much. I don't know, but I definitely sold it at a decent chunk of change for a loss, but I obviously would have lost way effing more, So, I'll keep an eye out. I will keep an eye out. But maybe I want to take a look at this gold BSUSD as well. Or even maybe Panther. But I don't know. I think I'm a little sick and tired of some of this stuff too. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I will see you all tomorrow. Keep banking on your. Well, I'm doing AutoKick and Hotbit Binance coins, so I'm very happy with the profits that's generating. And it's actually gained in value. I almost forgot what that felt like. So, and I'm getting constant cash flow out of it too. So, it's really really nice. So, yeah. Just have to wait on stupid Bitcoin and crypto to stop being manipulated, but I don't know. We'll see what George says tonight at Cryptos R Us. So, all right, thanks for watching. I will see you all tomorrow, and hopefully Bitcoin will